Well, what a game that was, Michael. A win for Kettering, which is nice. Happy, I remember it. Do you?
Yep, it's been I've been here. That's my fourth game. Thought we should have got at least one win out of the three we've had. So nice to get it there.
It was. It was a tough game against Alfreton as well, and all goals scored in the first half. Goal in the first minute must have been remarkable on the pitch.
Yeah, it's a relief to score the goal rather than concede it, and then go get the second as well. And then you just gives you something to you kind of feel, well, something's going our way today. It's our day.
But if Kettering had been 6-0 up at half time, you said that was a fair result, wasn't it?
No.
The chances that
I missed one. There's a few. It should have been probably 3 or 4. And then, but even then at 2-0, you want to get the R through, not concede. And then it happened again, and you're just thinking, can't believe it, done it again, like so.
Yeah, right at the end, we actually forecast that. We said that we scored in the first minute, they're bound to score in the last minute, and they did. It was a well-placed free kick, but a resilient second half. I mean, it was blood and guts, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, we knew what to expect. It was pretty much the same as it's been. They're going to put it on you, they're going to look for second balls. So it's a case of not switching off, winning the first one, and then making sure if you don't go and win the first one, you got your teammates behind you covering.
3 at the back in the first half, which made quite an improvement, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it just shores things up. One can go and win it, and then the other two can kind of mop up, and then you got your full-backs can drop in as well, and they can kind of get forward and down. So I think it's worked well. It's worked well since I've come in. We've just been a bit unlucky not to get the results. Should have got probably a point at least against Boston. Switched off, set piece. Farsley, we had a bad start. It's a long trip. First 20 minutes they put it on us, and it was it's difficult. They got the goal. You want to get through them spells and not concede. But when you do concede that first one, it's always difficult.
It wasn't your first game with Southport, where again we could have probably snatched that one in the end.
Yeah, I was against an unlucky one winning off my hand. 9 times out of 10 that just goes through or clips my hand and goes wide.
Should be penalty then.
Well, yeah, maybe, but yeah. So
you did etch yourself into Kettering record history, scoring at both ends on your debut, so that will be there for life. So that is good. How are you enjoying it? I mean, it must be difficult. We're so far low down. We've got 3 points today. The teams below us didn't. So it's improvement.
Well, yeah, and personally, I'm enjoying it because it's a challenge for me. I knew what I was. I knew when Kettering said they want to sign me. You look at the table and you see, I know what I'm coming into. It's, I was at Hereford and we were, we was top of the league, winning the league.
Because you played against Kettering, did you, in that 4-1 run?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So it's a whole different ball game now. But I'd rather be in this, having a battle, fighting to stay, in the league and having big games each week than probably being a couple of leagues below. And
do you travel far to the games?
It takes me about an hour and 20, hour and a half today.
That's not too bad then, I suppose, really. But
the wife drives. So.
Oh, well, that's the main thing. They have a kip them in the back, I suppose. But it was a great performance. I think we thoroughly deserved it, and you'll see the highlights later in the week when we're allowed to put them on, of course. And let's hope that's the turning point for next. Well, you can't play next week, can you? Against
no, Cup tie next week. I played the week after. If I'd have got booked today, I'd have missed Hereford.
Well, that'd be nice for you.
I nearly got booked.
So you'll be up against your former team then, against Hereford, Edgar Streets. That should be good.
That one,
Nice to see you in here. I know we had a quick chat at Southport in the hostelry area, I think it was, the bar. But it was good to meet you, and glad that you're here and glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thank you very much, Michael. Cheers.
Cheers.
All the best. Well, Nicky, happy days. Do you remember it?
It's been a while, but it's always nice to come in after a win.
Yeah, it's a long time since we've had that, isn't it? I think 9 games, and it certainly was well warranted. I thought the performance overall was fantastic, really.
Yeah, I think we have played as well as that in other games for long spells, but probably not for the 90. And obviously I was class probably Chester for an hour. Gateshead down here, Southport. And not quite got what we deserved, but. I mean, I've just been speaking there. They've probably had, they've had the goal from the free kick, the shot that's hit the post from out of nowhere, and then White's pulled a good save off. So I'm surprised we haven't lost 3-2.
It's about right that the way the look has gone, but the look was certainly with us. Well, it wasn't with us in the first minute, 23 seconds the penalty was awarded. That must have been great for you, and you saw that one go in.
Well, it's a good start, and then we carried on from that, and I just felt the most pleasing thing when I were on the front foot. And I said we have had that for spells in games, but I thought for the majority of the game we were like that. The midfield was really good. I kind of said to the players before the game, you know, it's in both boxes where games are won and lost, and we haven't been quite good enough. But that midfield area gives you that platform.
Ben Mills again played well, didn't he?
Yeah. Ben's been fantastic.
There's a few wobbles at the back. There's a couple of times where there's a few melees, wasn't there? And we got rid of it rather than conceding it in the first half down here. I remember there was one I thought, oh no, and we got rid of it. But
which we have been punished for in the past games. But you know, I said to the lads, it's not. It is a bit of luck, but it's not really. You got to earn it. You know, and I felt we did today.
Did indeed, and Marcus Kelly scoring a storming second goal, a low drive 2-0 up, and I thought then, you know, is this the turning point? It could be the turning point. I mean, we've got a break now for the FA Cup next week against Sutton and Coalfield. You know, the jig things around again, as we know that McGrath can't play. He's already said he can't play because he's cup tied, etc. And different formation today as well, 3 at the back to start off with, which worked, I think, don't you?
Yeah, well, we have used 3 at the back. We started 3 at the back last week at Farsley, but we quickly had to change it because it wasn't working. You know, I've just been a bit wary that, you know, we've been vulnerable to balls in the box, and you know, there's a lot of teams at this level who'll keep putting the ball on you and keep serving it in. You know, a bit second phase that comes back in, and you have to deal with it. And I just felt, you know, with that extra man down the middle, you know, it should in theory make you stronger, and it has today.
MT, another fantastic shift, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it gives you. You know, he's topped it off with a goal as well. But even if you don't score, that's what it gives you. It's a problem for the opposing defences.
Az are there as well, helping in the shift.
Yeah, you know, I said to Az, just give us what you got for as long as you can. And he was a threat, he was a nuisance. You know, he's not physically going to dominate centre half, but I felt he did as much as he could today in terms of that. And then he's always that threat in behind. You know, he's a good foil for Dan.
And the confidence that must give the lads as well, because Alfreton were a top team. They're the top team that we've played. They're in 4th position. I know Chester probably were 3rd, but that was after they played us. Alfreton are on a good run. I think they've only lost 1 of the last 6 games, and to beat them the way we did, I think we played some superb football. Must give everybody a bit of confidence for next week as well in the Cup.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, people talk about having, you know, that belief or whatever, but you know, you can't just magic it up. But I think, you know, because you have to have. To get it, you have to have some sort of end product and result, which I think, you know, we've obviously got today. You know, I've just said to the lads, that's what it's going to take to get results at this level. You know, for 90 minutes, not for 60, not for 70. It's got to be for 90. You know, and it's one of them. You think, is it that hard? But that's like the.
Because you've always said we're not that far away, haven't you? And today showed that we can compete against a good side, and they were a strong physical side. Morgan Smith was a handful, wasn't he? As was Tomlinson and Thacker, who came off. I thought were their best players. Lynch and Wild were good at the back, and I think the goalkeeper was very lucky to stay on personally in the first few minutes. But there we go, kind of everything. But there we are. No Luke Graham today, and no Carter, and no Nimley. Injuries or illness?
Illness and injury.
Right, okay. Just say Luke wasn't there. It's rare for Luke to miss.
I know, yeah. But arguably, been quite possibly could have started today. You know, but
a lot of illness going around, Nicky. I had a bad chip last night, you know, that sent me a bit.
Bad glass of red, was it?
It was a chip that did it at the restaurant that I was frequenting. But so that's a great result today. It must do you the world of good as well. The grey hairs sort of receding back into black. And
I wasn't.
FA Cup next week.
Yeah. I went to watch Redditch Sutton Coalfield last.
Surprise result, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought Redditch was a bit the better side, but to be fair to Sutton, they hung on in there. Got a bit of a fortunate penalty. You know, but they'll come here definitely and have a go at us. You know, they've got a couple of players or 2 or 3 players that on the day could have got a bit of quality, you know, and a bit of pace. But we've got to reproduce that again today. And
before that FA Cup game, we got the Northants Senior Cup game against Cutner. Will that give you a chance to put in a few fringe players?
Well, the lads that haven't been getting games, good opportunity for them to get 90 minutes under the belt.
And still looking to bring a couple more in.
Yeah, I've got. I was hopeful of getting another centre forward for this weekend. There's not so much of a rush now because he's cup tied anyway. And a centre half, but needs international clearance. Another one.
Not Spanish or Argentinian, is he?
No, it was. He is French, but he's been playing in Scotland.
I thought it might be Messi or something like that.
I couldn't quite get him.
Okay, Nicky, brilliant. It's nice to have a win, isn't it? And a nice, cheerful conversation for once. And well done. Give the lads our best, and we'll see you on Tuesday night against Cutner, and then next week against Sutton.
All right, cool.
Next, Nicky Eaden, a much happier man today.